Instead of recycling this bottle, I smoothed it out over the stovetop, placed it in my bottle cutter, and inserted it into my nozzle to stretch the plastic out, all the way to the end of the bottle until it turned into this. And when I put the material into my 3D printer and printed this not so perfect plant pot saucer, I was determined to print it better than that. So I took this new green water bottle, smoothed it out, cut the top off, wiped down the inside, and inserted it into my bottle cutter. This bottle was bigger, so it kept breaking, and I tried for a while. So instead of automating the process like the smaller bottle, I manually cut it into strips, and once I had even strips, I then cut a tiny piece, fit it through my heat block and nozzle, turned on my pulley mechanism, and it started pulling the filament through the other end. What seems easy here actually was really difficult and time-consuming. But finally, when I had my filament, I was ready to print my little plant saucer right this time. At first, I printed a bigger saucer, and the first layer was beautiful, until I learned that was a mistake, because the second layer was horrible. And this is where my trial and error light bulb turned on, because I had to figure out what went wrong and how to get it right again. So I scaled down the saucer and tried reprinting it in a smaller size like the one we printed last time with the clear bottle. And this time I played around with the settings and learned I needed to increase the temp of the nozzle, increase the flow rate, and lower the print speed in order for the water bottle filament to print perfectly.
It's a very crucial step in this process because you can see each layer is a different setting, and now it seems like it's finally good.
And at the second layer, I had to decrease the speed and increase the flow rate even more so that my print could be near perfect. And you know what? I sat there layer by layer as it printed, and before I knew it, well, about 2 hours later, I had a plant saucer that looked so much better than the other one, I was pretty excited. I removed it from the heat bed and examined it a bit. Really excited that I was learning so much along the way, but now the real test was seeing if it was strong enough to hold water. So I put it under some water and was surprised to see that it was actually holding water, and it could be a sufficient plant saucer for my indoor plants. And even though it made me want to pull my hair out, hey, at least I got hairspray. And at this point, I think I became addicted. All I wanted to do was print more things with these plastic water bottles and try getting my hands on some different colored bottles too. So you can bet your bottom that I got myself a blue bottle and decided to try something different. Since I learned where I went wrong, I was confident that I could do it even better this time. So one more time, instead of recycling this bottle, I removed the plastic, smoothed it out over the stovetop, took the lid off, arguably my favorite part, and inserted it into my bottle cutter to start cutting till I was left with strips. Even strips that looked a little something like this. I took those strips, cut a small piece, inserted it into my heat block and nozzle, and once it was tied, pulled it through the nozzle just until it stretched out enough to tie onto my pulley. And once it was tied, I turned the machine on and the automation began. And soon before I knew it, my water bottle strips were stretching through my nozzle and I was left with this. I even tried connecting two strips together so I could form one long piece, but when it didn't work, I was ready to move on to the next step, printing. So I took the roll of filament to the printer, inserted it into the nozzle, and started printing. And now, since I figured out what to do with the first and second layer to print near perfectly, I decided that I would print a spout for my watering can in my garden since it was missing one. Soon, my print was finished and my watering can spout looked divine. This was surely the best thing I had ever printed before with a water bottle. So now it was finally time to bring it outside and twist it onto the can. But this is the moment that I realized it was not the right size. And this is me internally freaking out because of how many hours it took me to actually turn that bottle into printable material that I finally successfully printed with, and now it's the wrong size? Okay, now, hold up. This process keeps teaching me all about trial, error, and patience. So I did it all again. Yup. Instead of waiting there for 3 hours watching it, I went to work, and that was a mistake because soon it stopped working and it didn't properly print. So this time, I sat at the printer for 3 hours. Well, it would be 1 hour if I didn't have to decrease the print speed by 50%, but finally, after what felt like eternity, I thought I was getting somewhere until I started to run out of filament and I had to add the other colors that I did from the other water bottles, and then it failed again. It stopped printing. So I tried printing it with regular filament, one that I didn't make from a bottle, and when that worked, I knew there was something in this process that I still had to figure out. So close, yet so far. And this is where I was a bit disappointed, but you know what I do when that happens? I find a solution, and I kinda wanted to print something sentimental, and I knew exactly what I had to do. I told myself that this was gonna be the start of something great. So in order to bring my vision to life, I needed to grab a green water bottle, turn it into printable material, and once it looked clean like this, I was ready. I first tried to print what I had in mind with regular filament, since last time I didn't do a test print and the watering can spout didn't fit, and being careful this time was a good idea, because when it printed successfully, I was ready to print with my water bottle. And as the water bottle filament started printing, I sat there and watched layer by layer until the first part of the print finished, and then the second. And listen, even though this plastic is not easy to work with, still, soon I was left with this. I removed it from the heat bed and used a sewing needle to delicately remove the supports that it printed with until it was finally ready to assemble. And if you can't already guess what I printed, it's a tiny water bottle keychain, so that every time I look down at my keys, I see a little water bottle dangling, and that would serve as a reminder of all the hard work I put into turning my water bottles into filament and printing with them successfully. And it looked pretty rad. But the real question was, can it hold water? So I filled it up, and yes it does. And it's clearly going to hydrate me real good, and my plants. And as soon as I realized that that was a wrap on this project, I ran into a problem, because after looking at my tiny bottle, I thought to myself, this doesn't actually look like a water bottle. It looks more like a pill bottle. And I knew I needed to find something that would match the vision I had in my head. So when I found a good STL file, I printed this tiny little water bottle that was finally perfect. But seriously, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, and I am learning so much, but now all I'm thinking of is what to print, where I can get more bottles, and how I can actually potentially help someone or a large group of people in some way with this. I always wanted to make water bowls for turtles at the zoo, but I feel like my vision is even bigger than that. So give me ideas, I'm taking suggestions. I'm really open to hearing what you want to see. But here's to killing it and becoming the queens and kings of recycling, because I will probably never recycle a water bottle in the blue bin ever again.
Oh my god. Pretty insane though, you gotta admit.